Hello everybody and welcome. I apologize for the semi-poor lighting. I was trying to find the best spot to do this and this seemed like a better spot. It's not my usual filming spot, but we're flexible. I'm here, Willow's here, she's sunbathing. She's started eating cicadas and digging in the dirt, so life's grand. Today I want to talk about all my summer hopefuls. So for me, summer has like a distinct start and end date, simply because I'm a teacher. So like this is the first day of my summer vacation. This is the last day of my summer vacation. My goal is to read like 35-ish books. I'm definitely going to go past that because I have a really exciting reading vlog that I'm planning. That's going to get me there. I don't have those books yet. That involves some prep work, but some of the books for some of my reading vlogs are mixed in. I have some books right here. These are not all the books I'm planning on reading. I might get to all of these. I might not. I'll have to see. So let's go ahead and get started. All right, the first book I have here is Thunderhead by Neil Shusterman. This is the second book in the Arc of the Scythe. So in this book, it's been a year since Rowan has kind of gone off the grid and doing his own thing. Citra is a scythe, and it's a typical YA dystopian trilogy trope where they're trying to bring down the system that is in place right now. So I'm excited to read this. I've heard the third one, which is called, I can't remember what it's called. I'm looking, seeing if it's in here. The Toll. I've heard it's kind of but I've heard this one is very good. Next book I have here is Homegoing by Yaa Gyasi, and this is a book set in Ghana in the 1700s, and it's dealing with two half-sisters, one of whom is captured and sold into enslavement, and the other lives in a life of comfort in Ghana, and it's apparently a generational story. It's very short for a generational story. It's only 300 pages. It feels thinner than that, but I've heard just amazing things about it. I also have another African book here. This is a memoir. It's called Do They Hear You When You Cry by Fawzia, Cassinja. I really hope I pronounced that correct. And Leila Miller Bashir. And it is about a woman from Togo, and she's about to be subjected to female genital mutilation, and she leaves, and so she flees to America, applies for asylum. She's put in prison for a while, and it's about her legal fight to gain freedom and her rights as a woman, and it just sounds amazing. I have another sequel here, and that is Fly Away by Kristin. This is the sequel to Firefly Lane, and it deals with Tully. It deals with Kate's daughter Mara, and it deals with Tully's mom Dorothy. And I think I'm gonna like this better. I kind of like the three stories. I'm glad we're seeing more from Dorothy. I think that she's a very interesting character that we didn't see a lot of, so I'm really excited to read that. Plus, I love the cover. I'm just in love with all the colors here on this cover. I have a few fluffy romance contemporary books in here, and the first one is Trophy Wife by Leah Geller. This is about a woman who, she's a trophy wife, everything's going great, and then her husband kind of like disappears one day, is gone, so she has to take her daughter, and she moves across the country to teach at an all-boys boarding school, and it just sounds hilarious and really nice, relaxing. There's a mix of like nice, relaxing, easy reads in here, and then like really heavy, contemplative books. So it's a healthy mix of both. Speaking of heavier books, I have The Girls by Emma Klein, and this it doesn't say if it's the Manson gang, but it like the family, but it like implies that it's like either the Manson family or like something similar to the Manson family. So it's like the 60s, a cult, charismatic leader, murder, death, drugs, sex, all the fun stuff. So I think that sounds really good. I have this weird fascination with cults. I have Traveling to Infinity by Jane Hawking. This is the memoir by Stephen Hawking's ex-wife, talking about their relationship, his illness, and their marriage, everything. So I've seen the movie, The Theory of Everything, with Eddie Redmayne. Really, really enjoyed it. And I've had this book on my shelf for a while, and it is time to read it. For book club this month, I only have this month's book. July's book, I won't be here for that book club. I can't remember what August's is, but I have for June, Just Mercy by Brian Stevenson. And this is a book based on a true story about a man who is wrongfully committed of a crime. And sentenced to death. That's what I was trying to remember. I couldn't remember if he was sentenced to death. And the lawyer who is fighting to get him exonerated. I have another book that's been on my shelf for a while. That is The Race to Save the Romanovs by Helen Rappaport. And this is about the attempt by the, not just the British royal family, but a lot of the royal families in Europe to save the Romanovs, to safely and successfully spirit them out of Russia at the time of the revolution and get them to safety. Obviously and tragically, they were not successful, but this is all about the attempt to do that and to get them home or get them somewhere safe. I have yet another fluffy book, and that is Spoiler Alert by Olivia Dade, and it's about a guy. He's an actor, kind of like a Game of Thrones-esque type of show, and then the super fan who like cosplays, fan fiction, the whole 9 yards. She puts a copy of her latest costume on the internet. She's a slightly heavier woman. It goes viral, and people are very critical of her, and then the actor asks her out to spite the critics, and of course, romance blooms. I have quite a behemoth of a book here. I know when I'm going to read it, it's going to be paired along. I'm going to do this, and then one of my reading vlogs at the same time. This book has definitely seen its better days. But I have The Fiery Cross by Diana Gabaldon. And I started this book ages ago. I'm going to start over, but I made it to page 352, and I kind of lost interest. And I mean, this book is a behemoth. It is 1,443 pages. So I'm going to read this along with some other lighter, easier books. It's the 5th book in the Outlander series. It's right on the cusp of the American Revolution. Claire obviously knows this because she's a time traveler. Jamie does not. And so it's them trying to figure out their loyalties and what they should do, because Claire obviously knows what's going to happen. Another fluffy book, You Had Me at Hola by, it would help if this was Alexis Daria. And it's about a leading lady in a Mexican soap opera who is all over the tabloids, all of this. And then you have Ashton, who is another actor in telenovelas, and he joins the cast of Jasmine's show, and obviously tension, romance, love, all of that. I've heard this is really cute. I've heard it's written like kind of in the style of telenovelas, which is not my thing, but I'm definitely intrigued by this book. To go along with Outlander, I have Clanlands by Sam Heughan and Graham McTavish, who are two of the leads from Outlander. Sam plays Jamie, and Graham plays Dougal. And this is them traveling all over Scotland together, kind of learning about Scottish culture and history in the Highlands and everything like that. And it sounds hilarious. It is a show on Stars as well, but I want to read the book before I do the show. And the show is basically just the camera following them around while they get into all sorts of hijinks and antics. I have Kiss My Cupcake by Helena Hunting. And this is about a woman named Blair who owns a cupcake shop. And then next door, there's Ronan, who owns a sports bar. And they are competing for customers. And obviously, this is an enemies to lovers trope. They end up falling madly in love because Why else would there be a book written if that's not what happened? I have The Only Pirate at the Party by Lindsay Sterling. This is her memoir. I love Lindsay Sterling. She's a gorgeous violinist. And so this is about her skyrocketing to fame. She was on America's Got Talent. I feel like not as many people remember that, but she was. I don't even think her performance like made the final, like the first few cuts of the show. She then became a star on YouTube, has gotten really popular, does concerts, and just does beautiful, beautiful work. So this is her memoir. I have a book that I've seen everywhere, and I caved. I wasn't going to read it because I didn't like this author's other book, but I've seen it everywhere, so I'm like, I got to do it. I'm doing it. And that is Song of Achilles by Madeline Miller. I didn't like Circe, but I've heard just amazing things about this book, so I'm definitely going to give it a try. I have a reading vlog planned for about 2 weeks from now, and this is one of the books I will be reading, along with some other books that are not in amongst this mix. So this is about Achilles, and he's raised with, I can't remember his name, Patroclus, sorry, and it's about their romance, their love, and obviously we know it ends badly because they go off, fight the Trojan War, and Achilles does not make it home, but it's apparently supposed to be gorgeous. I have one more book I forgot to grab, so I'm going to go grab it in a minute, but I have here A Star is Born by Byron Lane, and this is based off of his experience. He was the personal assistant to Carrie Fisher. So this is kind of his like a novel version. It's fictionalized, kind of similar to Nanny Diaries, how it's done in that way, where it's about a guy who is the assistant to this burned out starlet who had been at the height of her fame, peak doing these like sci-fi movies, and now she's like on the worst dressed list and is very eccentric and all of that. It sounds adorable. It sounds like the perfect summer read, and I'm very excited to read it because I'm a huge Star Wars fan. So I went and grabbed the last book that I have here with me. I have some that I'm going to do an unboxing soon, and there's some books in there that I want to read, but I have here We Unleash the Merciless Storm by Taylor K. Mejia, and this is the sequel to We Set the Dark on Fire, and this follows Carmen and her, I can't think of the word, her involvement, that's the word, in La Voz, which is the movement to bring down the system in, I can't remember the name of the country, Mejia. And everything. I loved the first one. It is a beautiful, beautiful, so good YA dystopian book with a twist. I did not expect it to be a dystopian, but it is, and it is by far one of the best that I've read. So yeah, I am super excited to read this. Plus, I love the cover. So yeah, these are all the books I'm hoping to read. I'm hoping to read more. There are more. I do have some reading vlogs planned. I have 3, one in June. I'm doing one now. I have another one in June, one in July, one in August, and they all have a different theme that I'm going with. And I'm going to keep those themes to myself until I announce them at a later date when I release the reading vlog. But I'm super excited about all of them. Some of these books fit in to those. Not all of them. Not the July one. There's no books in here for my July reading vlog, but that's going to be fixed soon. So with that being said, if you made it this far, comment down below and tell me what is a book that you are hoping to read this summer, or comment with the birthday cake emoji. That being said, I will see you guys later. Bye.